Hey, what's going on? It's me, your boy. Hey, what's going on? It's me, your boy Archie B, coming at you on a Tuesday afternoon. It's 16th of April. Hope you paid your taxes. I know, don't even bring that up, right? Right. You know, the last time we spoke, we talked about the R word. This time, we're going to talk about communication, because they kind of go hand in hand. Most of my life, I've been loud and boisterous. I guess you could say obnoxious because I just didn't care. And though I knew how to communicate, my skills were zero. I didn't care about what you thought or whoever thought or who shot John or whatever that. It didn't matter to me. What I cared about was me. And the important part of communication that we need to realize is that communication isn't about us. It's about other people. It's about their feelings and what they're going through. And when we're in a conversation with somebody, yes, we matter, but what we're trying to do when we communicate with other people is we're trying to get to figure out where they're coming from. And I don't know about you, but I can't get where somebody else is coming from if I'm talking all the time. You have different types of communication. There's open communication, where you're listening, you're doing effective listening, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. There's closed communication. This is a closed position. This is telling people you're not listening to what they're saying, or you don't care about what they're saying, or please would you hurry up and shut up so I can talk. And those are the two types of communication. There's a lot of little subsections there, but we're going to talk about those in a minute. Okay? Guys, it's really important for us, excuse me, it's really important for us to be able to effectively listen and to take to heart what the other person is saying, to consider what the other person is saying. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It took me a long time to get used to doing that, because I always thought my opinion was the only opinion and it was the only right opinion. So you couldn't tell me nothing else. And the whole time I'm talking to you, I'm going, oh yeah, yeah. But look where I'm at. I don't care about what you got to say. And to be honest with you, I still have a bad habit of doing this. Now more or less it's just to rest my arms. It's not being closed, but 90% of the time when people do this, it's being closed. It's being closed. Closed communication has several different faces. One of the things that closed communication is when I'm looking around and you're talking to me and I'm looking at everything but you, and I'm just like, not really paying attention. And every other word of my mouth is yep, oh yeah, yeah, I wish you would shut up. Yeah, okay. I gotta go, come on, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Closed communication. Closed communication is I hear you, but I don't hear you. I hear you, but I don't want to hear you. I hear you, but you're boring me. I hear you, but I wish you would get the heck out of my house. Closed communication. Closed communication is it's a way that we're acting like we're listening, because that's what we say 90% of the time, right? We're down here. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Yeah, I got you. Go ahead. You see the point I'm trying to make here? You're not feeding into anything that they're saying. You don't want to feed into it. You don't care what they have to say. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're talking to somebody and you're in that position, you're wrong. I know that's how it worked for me. I'd be sitting up there in my mess, man, and somebody come up there and talk to me, and I'd be like, yep, yep. That's what we do. But we're showing that person that we don't care. We don't give a crap about what they think or what they have to say. Now let's talk about open communication. Open communication is this: looking at a person when they're speaking to you. And every once in a while, so I understand what you're trying to say is, so now you're acknowledging that you understand what the person is saying, or at least you heard what the person is saying, even if you don't understand it. You know? And if you don't understand it, while you're sitting there talking to the person, you can say, excuse me, could you please clarify that? Because I really don't understand what you're saying. And you do it in a nice way. You don't, come on, man, I don't understand all that crap, man. Just get to the point. That's another way of being really closed. Because you're getting agitated and aggravated, and all it's going to do is cause an argument. When you can sit there and say, excuse me, Archie, could you please explain to me what you're saying? Because I don't understand what you're saying. You know, it's not coming across right. Oh, okay. Here, let me put it to you like this. And that's the whole idea. Okay? Being able to absorb something, being able to understand where a person is coming from, being able to say, I get it. And to consider it. That's all open communication. If someone comes up to you and they go, hey, Archie, man, you left the kitchen a mess last night. Everything was messed up. The kitchen floor was messed up. The dishes were left in the sink. Blah, 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 whatever, XX. You know, instead of me going, man, look, man, you know what? I didn't do that. I cleaned the kitchen. I'm closed. Now I'm creating an argument. But if I sit there and say, so what you're trying to tell me is that the kitchen, there's certain things in the kitchen that weren't completed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, could you please show me if you know, we can go down to the kitchen, you can show me what wasn't done, and I can let you know if I did it or not. Maybe somebody else left it in there. I'm acknowledging what that person is saying, and I'm giving them feedback so we can come to a resolution. That's what communication is all about. It's two people coming together and acknowledging the same thing, not agreeing on it. You don't have to agree on it. You don't even have to like it. You don't have to like that person. But out of respect, the good thing to do is to be able to acknowledge what they're saying and take acceptance to what they're saying and agree to disagree. Archie, you left all that stuff in the kitchen, man. What's going on, man? You left a big mess in the kitchen. Okay, well, number one, I cleaned the kitchen. So somebody else must have went in there and left that mess after I got done cleaning it. So why don't we go around and find out who did that? Or if not, why don't you go around and find out who did that? Because I did my job. Or, okay, that's no problem. Look, I'm going to go touch it up, make sure everything's right, but I just want to let you know that I did clean the kitchen. A couple of different ways to handle that. Let's go take a look at the kitchen and see what's messed up, and then we can figure out maybe who did what. See, now all this is open communication. You notice my hands never crossed, my hand never touched my head. I wasn't looking around. I'm looking at the person. I'm looking at Archie's right there. Come on, man. Don't try to. Look, you're messing with my head, okay? I can see me. Just because you can't see me, I can see me on that little. Anyway, so close communication. But the fact of the matter is that learning how to have open communication versus closed communication is sometimes it's a very difficult thing. Everybody can do closed communication. It's so easy to like ignore somebody in your head. But just remember, when it goes in your head, it comes out in actions. So, you know, you got all those actions that people are gonna, you know, they're cues, man. When I'm sitting there talking to somebody and they're not listening to me, I look at them, like, excuse me, are you there? Because we were having a conversation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's hard, and some people do it unintentionally. They don't mean to be for lack of a better term, ignorant about listening to you. That's just the way they know. That's all they know. And we've grown up in a society today that listening is this. Listening is this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Yeah, okay. 10 minutes? Yeah, I could be there. What was you saying? This is the poison that's ruining communication. Technology. Because we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. We're not paying attention to the people that are trying to communicate with us. We're not paying attention to the people that we want to communicate with. You know, and it's sad. You know, we're sitting up here trying to do the right thing in our lives, trying to be the right people in our lives, and yet we won't allow people to talk with us, to let people in. You know, I've had, and this is a sad thing, I've had women come up to me and you know, they talk to me and we have a conversation, and you know, then the next thing they want to do is they want to be able to go do some things with you, but they don't want the commitment. You know, they're committed to their phones, they're committed to their laptops, they're committed to their computers, they're committed to Game of Thrones, you know, but they won't make a commitment to a person. Men are these you know, are the same way nowadays. Everything is this. Everything's the phone. You know, and then we wonder why we're turning into the type of people we're turning into, because we don't communicate with each other. I walk down the street now and I say hi to people, and they walk right by me. I remember back in the days when you said hi to somebody, there was an acknowledgement. They said hi to you. I remember you could be able to sit. I used to, when I was in the Navy, I used to take the buses back and forth from California to here. Every once in a while I fly. I don't like flying, but, you know. But you'd have a conversation with your neighbor on a bus. Even on the public buses. And yes, I know I'm doing close communication. Leave me alone because I'm by myself. But you communicated with people everywhere you went. You used to have to ask for directions. Now you look at your GPS. You know, you walk in a market, you don't even talk to the person that's ringing you up anymore. You just slide your card in there and pay your money. There's no more communicating with the bus driver. There's no more being in the car and having a conversation, because you're driving down the street and everybody else is on their cell phones. I noticed that when I was taking guys to go do volunteer work. I was driving in the van and people were talking a little bit. For the most part, they were showing each other pictures that were on their cell phones. Look at that. It's freaking great, man. Did you see that? Oh my God, how'd they do that? Look, that's a trip, right? Yeah. There they go, back to their phones. You know, we don't talk about world events anymore. We don't talk about what's going on in our communities no more. We don't talk about our families anymore. We don't talk about, you know, establishing friendships. We don't deal with establishing friendships. We don't deal with having real relationships where people actually talk to each other. I see couples sitting at tables on their phones, on their computers. What's going on, man? How do you expect to exist without having communication with each other? And everything in this world is becoming technologically sound. Everything's coming technologically sound. If you want to hit me up, if you want to have a conversation with me, we could do it. You know, I mean, a friend of mine, she and I have been, you know, kind of dating for a while. And she's always IMing me. Pick up the phone and dial the numbers, man. I don't like that texting stuff, man. I really don't, because you know what? It lacks authenticity. It lacks emotion. It lacks sincerity. So next time you get on your phone, you think about that, because sometimes you'll be sitting up there typing something to somebody else, and then after you get done typing it, they're sitting up there sending you a WT, you know what? Why? And why are you sending me this? And what's going on? Are you okay? Have you ever had that happen? You sit up there and you send somebody a text, and they text you back. Are you okay? Is everything all right? What's wrong? And you say, yeah, everything's all right. Why? And then you guys don't get it until you get on the phone with each other, because that's when you want to make the call, when you think you're in trouble, when everything's jacked up. Hello? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What do you mean what's going on? I just sent you a text. Yeah, man, what's up? What's up with that text? I was just saying, I hope you have a good day. Oh, well, I just, I was wondering why you said that, and then it's like I said that because I hope you have a good day. Oh, yeah, okay, all right, I'll text you back, bye. Simplest things come out the wrong way because you're not communicating effectively. I mean, I know we have all this technology and all this phones and messaging and IMing and Facebook and all that, but man, come on, man. Make it a personal touch. Make it a personal touch, especially when you're saying something that you mean. Do not send a text. Do not send a text, man. Make it something that's sincere, that's real, that you're gonna, it's like, what the heck, man? I want to be able to express this to you. Why would you send that in a text? Right? Imagine this. You're sitting up there on your phone, and so your significant other sends you a text saying, so do you think we should go to the next level with our relationship? And you text them back and say, well, I've been thinking about it, but I'll talk to you later about it. Now, what does that do to a person? Because what you might have to say is a really good thing, about going to the next level. You might be saying that because, it's like, baby, I don't want to say this on the phone. I don't want to say this in a text. Because I really care about you and I want us to be happy, right? But instead of saying that, you write this little text because you're in busy and you're on the go, and you can't take the time to call that person and say, baby, yes, I do think we should go to the next level, but I don't want to talk about that on the phone. Can we please talk about that later? Instead, you send this little text. Now you got that person worrying, all jacked up, wondering what's going on. Oh my God, he's gonna break up with me. That's what, stuff like that goes through a person's head. Because we're not effectively listening. Because we're not effectively expressing ourselves. Effective listening is just being able to give a response when somebody says something to you, to acknowledge that you understand what the person has said. Simple. I tell you, I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with cheese. Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is you want a peanut butter sandwich. No, that's not what I said. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with cheese. Oh, okay. So you want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with cheese on white bread? Yes, I want it on white bread. See, there it is. Effective listening. Effective listening, acknowledging what's said to you. If you ever go to a restaurant and you see a waitress and the waitress comes up to you and takes your order and walks away, they're not listening to you. And 9 times out of 10, your order will come out wrong. When you go to a restaurant and the waitress or the waiter says, oh, so what I understand is you want a steak, well done, some fries, very crispy, a Sprite, and a garden salad with ranch dressing. Is that correct? Yes, ma'am, that's correct. That's exactly what I ordered. Now you're getting it. Why do you think the good waiters and the good waitresses always come by and communicate with you? So how's everything going? Are you guys having a great meal? How's the food? How's everything? And then they stand there and wait until you acknowledge them. Oh, yes, everything's great. Thank you very much. That's how it works. That's how communication works. And on a deeper level, is the most important thing that you can do is communicate effectively without the use of phones, without the use of notes, without the use of messaging. Man, stop. That's not the way life goes. That's not how you do things, man. You have to really put your heart and your soul into it. You really have to be able to look at this thing and say, I want to hear what you have to say. I care about what you have to say. I care about what's going on in your life. So let me listen effectively. Because when it comes to you and it turns around to you, aren't you going to want to make sure that that other person's listening to you? Aren't you want to make sure that person knows how you feel? So when you really speaking what you say to them, or when you're saying what you need, you know, some of the things that you need to say, really important things that that person's acknowledging you. Doesn't that make you feel better when the person does that? Doesn't it make you feel like? Doesn't it make you feel like, wow, man, this is cool, man. This person's really listening. This person really cares, right? That's what's up. That's effective listening. Okay? Communication means so much, man, in a relationship. Last time I was talking about the R word, and now we're dealing with so many things, man. But you know, I want you guys to know, man, that having effective communication in your life is important, man. Being able to talk to somebody and be understood by somebody is important.